While speaking exclusively with Plus TV Africa on a special program, One on One, the popular preacher and social reformer shed light on the concept and proper use of tithes.
From a spiritual perspective, is for you who have received from God to acknowledge God first as your source and to give a part of that money to God. Is an acknowledgement that this came from God and I give to God, okay? And God said 10%, starting from the order of Melchizedek, that Abraham gave a tithe of all that he had gotten. What is the use of the tithe? The use of the tithe is to support people who focus their lives on spiritual things and spiritual infrastructure, okay? So the tithe was set aside for a group of people in Israel in those days called the Levites, a certain family who chose to concentrate their efforts to looking after the temple, to ministering in songs, to praying, to interceding, to carrying the ark of God, so that every other Jew, the remaining 11 tribes, could focus on agriculture, farming, fishing, cattle rearing, and war. Some people needed to continually talk to God and make sure that everybody else was all right. So they didn't have any means of livelihood, as it were. So God commanded that you pay a tithe to give to the priests and the Levites so that they themselves could eat, could drink, could wear clothes, and could focus on the things of God. So that's basically where the tithe goes to. A tithe also goes to the widow, the orphan, the poor, the weak, the infirm, so that by God's grace, there will be no poor people in Israel. And it's very, very simple, okay? I think the criticism or the controversy is really more to do with the use of the tithe.
I was just about to ask you that question.
Yeah, rather than the essence of paying tithes. Unfortunately, some of us as pastors, we've become a little bit flamboyant. We've become a bit excessive. Huge church buildings, long convoys, different kinds of garments, private planes, and so on and so forth. So people are getting a bit worried that, is this what this is meant for? Okay, and that's where I think that's the underpinning of this controversy, and not the fact that the tithe should be paid. The tithe should be paid, and if you don't want to pay a tithe, you need to pay something to wherever you think you are getting your spiritual nourishment from. If you want to do a tithe, no problem. If you want to do more than a tithe, no problem. If you want to do less than a tithe, no problem. The issue is that God sees your heart and sees your response to the things of God.
Ighodalo also talked about the role of the church in tackling poverty.
Most churches are doing some level of welfare. Whether they're doing enough, I do not know. I don't have the statistics. But most churches do some level of welfare. Some churches are forgotten, to be honest, and the focus more is on the pastor, the pastorate, the affluent, the style, and all that. But a church, to be a real church, must deal with the issues of its people. The very first church in Acts chapter 2, chapter 3, the Bible says that everybody sold what they had and brought it to the apostles' feet, such that the apostles gave back to different people. And the end result was that there was none that had more than enough.